Hello there, Internet. Glad we could be together again. I'm Troy the Match Extreme.
I'm Ghost Hunter Dave.
Together, we're Imperius Rex. Today on Imperius Rex, we are going over a hot one, Dave.
Oh man. Topical?
Topical? No.
No.
But it is a hot one nonetheless. It is Warren Ellis's and John Cassaday's Planetary.
One of my all-time favorites, Troy.
You couldn't have said it better, Dave. And it is also one of my personal favorites.
Ooh, which one of us do you think likes it more?
Probably me.
Do you think a victor could be crowned through Greco-Roman wrestling?
We could do it.
Alright. Should we see how the episode goes? And if it needs something at the end, we can go to that.
Put an NSFW tag on it. If you've been keeping track of our videos past, there is a mysterious third member of Imperius Rex.
That's correct.
As there is a mysterious fourth member
of Planetary.
In Planetary. And during our previous Imperius Rex, as it was the incarnation before, when it was a mysterious book club. It really dawned upon us how great this book really is. Because we have notebooks and notebooks of just notes.
Yeah.
Like, everything that they pull from, like, it is just astounding how not only do they pull from comics, but, like, also pulp stuff.
Pop culture.
Yeah. And
Tokyo, like, crime action flicks. Everything.
It's got a ton of genres in it. And the book does it so great in the main characters are the archaeologists of the impossible. Mm-hmm. And so you meet the characters. You have Elijah Snow. Mm-hmm. You have
Jaquita Wagner.
And you have the drummer. And they go on this huge mission, and through each issue is almost a standalone adventure where they can tell any story they want, but still has a continuing flow-through plot line all the way to the end.
In his initial pitch, writer Warren Ellis, this is how he described the series. I wanted to do something that actually went deeper into the subgenre, exposed its roots, showed its branches, and what if you had 100 years of superhero history just slowly leaking out into this young, modern superhero world of the Wildstorm universe? What if you could take everything old and make it new again? And that is very much what Planetary feels like.
Yeah.
It takes all of these recognizable characters and tropes and just paints it in this universe where they all exist, and they've existed throughout history.
Yeah.
So it's not like this constantly rebooted thing.
Yep.
It's just like all of pop culture happened.
Yep.
And these people are uncovering it.
Yeah. And it's done expertly well. Also by the hand of John Cassaday. And this is one of his strongest works. There's that Captain America book that he did.
Yeah.
Astonishing X-Men and this are the best three things he's ever done, and it really shines in this.
Yeah, this one's fantastic. It's 27 issues and 3 one-shots. I think he only draws one of the one-shots.
Right.
And it's the best one, the Batman
The Batman one.
But man, he is consistently amazing in every issue.
Yep.
And some of these had long gaps between them, so like he might have had some time to really dig into this, but like, holy cow, is this a beautiful series.
Yeah. At first I was hesitant about this book because I had no idea what it was, because I always saw this cover everywhere I went, and that was the thing I saw for Planetary. I'm like, I got nothing from this. I don't know what this is. And then
not a big fan of puzzles.
Never got them, never finished one in my life. But when I first got into like Wizard magazine, this was always at like the top of like everyone's you must read list. And then since Wizard has been defunct, I went and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back and see what all that fuss was about. Got it, and I blew through it.
Yeah, this is a book that I've reread many times, and without a doubt every time is better than the time before that. Like,
Yep.
I could pick it up right now and enjoy it more than the last.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like,
Yep.
as many times I've read it, you think I would be, just tired of it.
Just sick of it.
Like, I forget shit all the time that happens. And I'm like, or I'll look back and be like, oh yeah, I like this part about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I also like this, and this, and this, and this, and oh shit, that happened, and I gotta read it again. Like, that's how it starts. I'll be in the middle of something else and be like, Planetary break, and then knock out the whole series.
Right. The last time we read it, that was the most like analyzing read I've ever done, and like you really. The first read through it when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of comics knowledge at all. Still enjoyed it, and then as like when I read it again, like maybe 10 years later, I like saw where all this stuff was pulling from, and I'm like, oh shit, that's from Tarzan. Oh shit, that's the Lone Ranger.
Yeah,
that's a play on
Shadow.
Galactus.
That's Fu Manchu. Yeah,
all that, and it's like, oh my god, he's just mashing it all together, and it's all working.
Yeah, it's something that it seems like such a no-brainer to like take all this stuff that people love and put it as if like, yeah, it's all real, it all happened.
Yep.
But like no one's really done that before.
Right.
And he does it so well, he makes it look so easy, and he does it so concisely that it doesn't waste any time. Like every issue is just kind of its own thing while still progressing the plot line. But like, you don't need more. You could take more, but you don't need it. Like he tells the story. And it's so effortless.
Yeah. If there's any downside to it, which doesn't ruin the book for me at all, but it's like, as it approaches the end, it kind of takes a twist where it kind of just comes out of nowhere. If you, on different rereads, like you kind of pick up clues here and there that like, oh, they're kind of gonna edge towards this. Well, the first read, it took me by surprise, and it happens when they're trying to find the other member of this team, and that becomes their main focus at the end.
Yeah, up until then, their driving goal was to thwart the rival team. Yeah. Whereas the Planetary group are basically uncovering the secrets of mankind for the betterment of mankind and kind of for their own curiosity. Like, they're flat-out archaeologists. They don't really fight battles unless it falls into their lap. They're more about just uncovering secret truths. Yeah. Whereas their opposites in the series, the Four, which are kind of a parallel take on the Fantastic Four as an evil band of like kind of modern Nazis. They are seeking out these same secrets, but for their own benefit. Right. And they're just a shady, evil organization. So they're constantly kind of at odds with each other, and like they'll arrive at the same scene and have to fight and all that. So the majority of the book is kind of their conflict. Yep. And then, like you said, it kind of takes a 180 and takes a lot more human, personal turn. Yeah. Where like, as it turns out, their main goal is to save a former teammate, not thwart this evil organization. Yeah. And that's kind of a cool twist to put on it. Yeah. You think it's this big world-saving thing, and it comes down to just saving one life. Yep. Yeah.
And it's got one of the coolest ending points, because there is time travel near the end, the first time they've ever clicked it on. And like, it's got that one thing that's always stuck. This is like the one thing that is just always embedded in my brain. That's like, if we invent time travel right now, this is going to be the time that everyone goes back to go see.
Yeah, because you can only go back as far as when the machine was turned on.
Yeah. And so they end up turning it on, and then like everybody around time just like walks through, and it's like, hey, what's up, hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just gotta see this. This is kind of a big deal.
Yeah. It's kind of astounding, like, how they didn't turn the machine on, and like a billion people just time to cram it into a room.
They all got stuck in a doorway. Like an Abbott and Costello routine. Did the bleed come from this? Or was that in place prior?
I can't remember if the bleed came from this or it came from the Authority. Either way, it was Warren Ellis.
Oh, probably the Authority, because he did that first. Or probably Stormwatch.
Ugh.
Yeah.
We'll keep that in.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite moments in some of these kind of like single issue arcs?
Yeah, I did. There's this one issue where there's like old-timey astronauts where like they kind of
The Gun Club.
Yeah, and
I love that one too.
I don't know why, but it just I just love it. Where
It seemed almost like a Hellboy type of story.
it really did. It was like old-timey, kind of like Victorian era, like astronauts.
Yeah.
And essentially they just build a huge gun and shoot astronauts in like this big metal ball into
Cannonball.
space. And then it eventually circles enough until it finally falls on Earth, and then everybody's going to see what's going on with it, including our team, the Planetary team, and the Four.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the astronauts are long dead.
Oh, yeah.
And they knew it going in. It was just like, these people, like the Planetary group, they just gotta explore.
Yep.
You know, they gotta test the limits.
Yeah.
One of my favorite was kind of this take on the 90s Vertigo comics, where Chiquita's ex-lover, she hears is dead, and he's very much a Constantine type of character.
Yeah.
And they go and investigate his death, and he was killed by like this just almost like Youngblood Image Comics infused brute.
Yeah.
And then it turns out the Constantine character faked his death, kills that guy, and decides like it's time for a new look, a change, and he shaves his head and looks like Spider Jerusalem, who Warren Ellis created in Transmetropolitan.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a passing of the torch of Vertigo characters from like the shady 90s, like Dave McKean artwork to like this new age type of thing. And that's just an example of like how in-depth he goes, not only in characters, but like the comic industry.
And there's a bunch of other things, just little moments that I like. The whole play on the Galactus world.
Oh, that's great.
And like there's people, like he's so massive, there's like people living on his dead carcass and all that shit.
Yeah.
And then like there's like the play on Godzilla, where there's like Godzilla-like monsters, even like...
Yeah, an Island of Monsters.
Yeah, there's that one. There's the whole like martial arts episode, or the issue or whatever.
Yeah, it was a very like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And the artwork in that is phenomenal.
There's like a homage issue to like the Lone Ranger.
Oh, that's a great one too.
And that one, like,
they kind of mesh the what is it? The Green Hornet and the Lone Ranger and a bit of the Shadow.
Yeah.
Like they kind of combine all those elements into one character's family history.
Yeah. Well, but if you take like the Lone Ranger's family history, and this is what I found out when I did actually research when I was reading the book last, is that like the Green Hornet is a descendant from the Lone Ranger. Like, in actual chronology, like, it really is a thing if you take it from the radio serials on or whatever. So that was super interesting, because just that one issue made me learn about these two other characters from now that I'm going to branch off into other things as well.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if any of those pulp characters have been as cool as the facsimiles of them in Planetary. Like Tarzan, like the Shadow character, all those. I love them. One of the coolest elements of this, I think, is just the fact that the characters, your main characters, are archaeologists first and superheroes second. Yeah. So you're getting a perspective on all of these stories that we've never seen before in comics. They're not always right in the middle of the action. They're kind of seeing it almost from the reader's perspective on this. And they can take all of these elements and just put this completely new twist on it, which completely emphasizes Warren's original pitch for this, was taking something that we've seen 100 times and putting a spin on it and making it new. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that makes Planetary so cool, is it's all these things we recognize, but it paints it in this completely different light that we've never seen before. Yeah. And it's just like, oh my god, I like this more. Like, can we just have more things from pop culture put through the Planetary lens? Oh yeah, because that would, I want to see it all tie together.
Yeah, all in all, like, Planetary is one of my favorite series of all time. I think I've read it the most out of everything, except for maybe like a few things there. But every few years I go back and I revisit Planetary.
Yeah, and it's so a quick read. Like, it's dense. But it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, but it's concise.
Yeah. Yep. And it's 27 issues in 3 spin-offs, one of which is an amazing Batman story. I don't want to give any more away than that, but like it's such a cool take on Batman.
It really
all
is.
the Batmans.
Yep, all of the Batmans.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely suggest going out and buying Planetary, whether it be the physical copies or digital. You will not be disappointed, I guarantee it.
Yep.
You'll get more and more out of it every single read.
Get the trades, get the hardcovers, track down the individual issues, or get this beautiful omnibus here that collects them all.
That is right. So let us know down below what you thought of Planetary, what you thought about us thinking like Planetary's the greatest thing ever. We want to know.
Well, it is. It's not open for discussion.
So just say agree down at the bottom. Yeah. But until next time, I've been Short of the Max Extreme.
And I'm Ghost Hunter Dave.
And this has been Imperius Rex. Check you later, baby!